Thank you for coming to our April RAC class. Today we're doing Astronomical League Observing Programs Explained with Dean Herring. Dean is RAC's ALCOR, which is the Astronomical League coordinator, and he's an Astronomical League Master Observer Gold level. And so today we're going to be talking about what the Astronomical League is, what programs are right for you, and there will be a Q&A afterwards. Okay?
All right. Well, very good. So we'll start down through some of this, and it's okay to interrupt with a question. We've got our ALCOR Emeritus with us, Doug Lively, and Doug's going to help us answer questions as well. All right. So Anna put out a questionnaire, and one of the things people wanted was Astronomical League's programs explained. So here we go. All right, first thing, club, it's always safety. Identify room hazards, cables, all the rest of the stuff, chairs and bags, and of course these tripods. All right. All right, CPR, anybody? All right, Patrick and Brian. All right, emergency caller, Dana. All right, fire equipment. Anybody know? Somewhere over there. Launch yourself out the door. All right. We guess we always need to say remote attendees, be aware of your surroundings. Okay, so Astronomical League's observing programs explained. So I'm the Astronomical League coordinator, which is basically the liaison between the club, Raleigh Astronomy Club, and the Astronomical League, which means that part of my job description is to promote the Astronomical League programs. Also, when you're doing an Astronomical League program, to help you out, and when you've completed one, you can submit it to me. I take a look at it, make sure that you've met all the criteria, and there are some places and some programs, observing programs, that I can actually approve, and we don't have to send them on to the Astronomical League main coordinator. If you've done a really good job, like Adnan, who didn't get here yet on sketching, I could have approved it, but I also sent it on because as astronomical program coordinators, which I now am one for Dark Nebula, we kind of like to see what people are doing out there instead of maybe just getting an email that says, hey, he did it, he's good, send the award. So as a program coordinator, we kind of like to see that. All right, so AL Master Observer was number 82, I think in 2006. Maybe 2008. I got to look through my book over there to see when it was. But there's a progression, and there's a progression from observer, which is 5 programs you need, to master observer, which is 10 programs, then on to advanced observer, which is 15 programs, then on to silver, which is 20 programs, and the next jump is from 20 programs to 30 programs, which gets you to gold. All right, go ahead, Dana. All right, so the league offers various observing programs, allowing members to earn awards for their astronomical achievements. There are certificates and pins available. I think, I don't know whether this says, but there's at least 40 programs now. All right, let's go on to the next one, please. All right, so what is an Astronomical League observing program? So the program is designed to provide a direction for your observations, provide a goal, and there are certificates and pins to recognize your accomplishments. So if anybody's been in the Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, merit badges, this is kind of for, I don't think there's an age limit, is there, Doug, to do one? No. You can start at 10. I mean, there are programs to start Sky Puppy, and I think you got to be below 12, below 11, but there are programs. The programs are available to all from 10 to 90. After 90, we kind of like, go ahead, it's good. All right, so on the back table there is my pins and a book of certificates that you can look through later. We can talk about what it is. Also, there's a few books back there on my constellation hunter, lunar, and sketching. There's imaging back there. So there's visual and imaging. All right, next. All right, how does it work? So it's based upon observing goals, observing a specific number of objects. A lot of the programs have, to earn the certificate, about 100 objects. What they've done, and with specific types of instruments. So what they've done lately, within the last couple of years, is make an eyes, a binocular, and a telescope stepping stone within a lot of the observing programs. So you can do, let's say, lunar, and there's an eyes-only lunar from, what you can see, the rabbit, the gal in the moon, the man in the moon, whatever they are. There's certain things you can do, and then you can jump up to binoculars and then telescope. The lunar, probably a bad example, but the lunar does need eyes, binocular, and telescope all together. But there's a lot of programs that you can just do eyes only. All right. Okay, so it's designed, it shows you a variety of objects, each program. It also encourages you to learn the sky, learn some science related to those objects, familiar, you're going to have to get familiar with your telescope, how to use it, night sky navigation. So that's a whole different class. And my night sky navigation is literally analog. So I use a big planisphere. And on the back of the table is our monthly planispheres that I usually copy and hand out. They're a little smaller. If you notice, it's kind of hard to see, but there's got a big circle. It's sort of set for our latitude, but I've also put another circle on here that represents my horizon for what I can actually see. So I know that Naveed would do it in Stellarium and the other programs. That's digital, I'm analog. The next thing that happens to learn your sky is the programs will have objects in them, maybe 100 objects or so. So not only do you need to learn your sky where you are, the season, and what's coming up, but then you'll need at least a map. So this is my analog map. I literally copy and circle where my object is going to be on this. All right. Okay, so we can go to the Astronomical League and then we'll go to look at program divisions and then we'll go to the next slide. Can we do that? Can we go out?
Oh, I did look at the sky. I looked at the sky program. It's for 10 and under. So once you turn 11, you're stop going to do it. So you have to be under 11. No, that's AL. And you don't have to be.
I mean, there's a chance I could still get on Zoom here. There's a chance. It wants me to log in. Yeah. You want to try it a minute? Oh, okay.
I was going to ask you, is it a requirement for each project that you find it annually?
It depends on the program. Some of the programs do want the manual to find it. Just push to.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's well actually all right, so let's go down through some of that a little bit here. All right, so these are all the programs that we have. And asterisms, asteroids, Bennett, which is a southern program, binocular double sky, double star, beyond Polaris, Constellation Hunter, that's an easy one to start with. There's Dark Nebula, the one I run. Earth orbiting satellites you could do. There's Double Star. Herschel 400. I know Dana's going through that one right now. Hydrogen Alpha Solar. Lunar 2. All right, so there's 40 or more programs. Messier observing, Messier imaging. So this is where it gets interesting with Messier binocular, Messier honorary, and Messier imaging. So of course, imaging, you're not talking about manual at that point, but there are programs within, let's go all the way back up to the top, Dana. There are programs within the observer progression. So let's go to the master observer progression here. All right, let's see what we got. I think there's a program. All right, here we go. So let's stop here. So the master observer progression, and the only reason why we're going into this is because it leads you into the observer award, which is where the Astronomical League kind of wants you to start, which leads you into the most basic programs, for which I believe the Messier one within there, they do want you to know your sky and manually star hop to everything and visually see it. So that is part of that progression. Now, there's so you can go for, so you've got to do these 5. From there, you can go to the Master Imaging Award, Advanced Imaging Award, Imaging. Now, silver, I'm not sure whether you can do that 100% imaging or not, or if there are some in there that you must do visually. So this is a progression. There's a progression of visual from observer, like 5 of them, 10 of them, advanced award, 15 of them, silver, 20 of them, gold, 30 of them, platinum. That's very interesting. Platinum. All right, so let's go find Observer Award back in those. Here we go. Observer Award right there. All right, so the Observer Award, you can see there's eyes, binoculars, telescopes, there's manual and device aided. This is where you find out what you can do and not do. So VI, visual imaging. All right, let's go down a little bit more. All right, so right here, the Observer Award, 5 observing programs. So there's 4 that you must have. And we do ask people, we just say that, Constellation Hunter is one that everybody can do. This is an eyes only one. And you will also need to sketch. And I've got my sketches back here. And the reason why I brought those is so you can see, oh, well, I only have to be this good. Okay, good. You will get better after a while. So the next one is, so this is, Astronomical League programs, where to start. So the explanation is also where to start. So the Messier or binocular Messier or Bennett South. So Messier would be with binocular and telescope. Binocular would be all binocular. So this one can take both of them. That one is all binocular. The next one is lunar, which is easy for everybody to do in even a light polluted area, as long as you can see the moon. And Doug, I believe that lunar and the Messier are checklists, basically.
No, the method is, you actually don't have to start with more writing and an observation. But the lunar is a checklist.
Lunar is a checklist. All right, so you're going to look through your binoculars. You're going to have to get a lunar map, look through your binoculars or telescope, hunt down Copernicus, let's say, that's in there, and go, okay, I've got it. And literally, it's a checklist. So you're thinking the Messier one needs a little description?
You'll have to start actually writing.
Yeah. All right, so Messier, you've got to hunt, constellation, you got to hunt down, Messier, you got to hunt down, lunar, you got to hunt down. Solar system is probably the hardest and most interesting in there because you've got to do, you overlap a little bit with lunar, and you need to do inner planets and outer planets. So you're doing Mercury. What would you do for Mercury? So one of the programs is, let's plan to see when Mercury is going to come up and go view Mercury type of thing. Venus as well. Venus, I think you need to look at Venus and understand its phases. So when Venus is really bright up there, like it is now, it's probably in a crescent phase, right? So that's pretty cool to do. All right, so optional, they'll only give you one optional after this. Galileo, sketching, Sky Puppy, Youth, Beyond Polaris, Two in the View, Universe Sampler, which is one we recommend doing. Urban is actually made for, if you can it's made for light pollution. It's like if you can see Polaris, basically, which is Mag 2 star in the sky, you got to at least be able to see. I don't know what it is. I don't think it's Mag 3. It's like Mag 2 or worse. Yeah. All right. Can we go back to the PowerPoint, see where we're at?
If you're wondering about where, also always beginner or whatever, they also show this page as beginner, intermediary, and advanced. So if you go to the website, you can actually click it. There's one that actually shows the list of ALCOR program by beginner.
Oh, there was a big chart. Oh yeah, I saw that chart. I didn't agree with that, a whole lot of it for the beginner stuff.
But also, not all of them, you don't always have to start with, maybe like you said, you can start with Constellation Hunter, you can start with, you know,
Right now, you can do 1, 2, 3, or 4 all at once if you want, type of thing. Right. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay. So yeah, right. Correct. So yeah, right. There's no timeline. We had a member do the Comet observing program, Al Hamrick, got it done in 29 years. So depending on how many years you got left, I don't think I got 29, but we'll, All right, let's see what else we got. Keep going. All right. All right. So what we did is we looked at the master progression. This was like where can you start, or can you cherry pick? You can cherry pick anything you want out of any of this. If we recommend the observer progression, but you can go look at anything you want. All right. All right. So we went through constellation, Messier, lunar, solar system. You'll need 5. All right. Keep going. All right. So we kind of mentioned those. All right. All right, so, all right, next, let's see where we're at here. All right, let's go to the list and go to the constellation hunter. So we're going to actually look at one. So the planisphere, you'll have to sketch the constellations, and your planisphere already has them sketched for you. All you got to do is take a look at them in the sky, take a look at your planisphere and go, yes, that's what I'm seeing. Oh, okay, and do a small sketch of these things. All right, so constellation hunter, what you'll see is, somebody new, okay? Program coordinator. So this is your program coordinator. This is the southern pin. This is the northern pin. And you'll see the introduction to it. You'll see a review of the requirements. So you've got eyes, eyes only for this one. So you don't need a binocular. The only way you're going to see a constellation binocular is maybe one of those 2.5x little binocular things, and that's probably pretty awesome. It tells you that this is manual, so no device aided. Remote telescopes, no, it's visual. There's 2 levels. There's 39 and 57. I don't quite remember. They'll tell us what's going on there or not. All right, you need to be an AL member. So everyone here is a member of the Astronomical League by virtue of being part of the Raleigh Astronomy Club. So who here knows and has seen and gets the reflector? Should be every hand in here up who's a RAC member. All right, so the reflector is the Astronomical League's magazine. They have books related to observing programs in here. So there's one that supports all the Astronomical League lunar observing programs. So it's probably something you want to get if you want to do lunar. There's your president's column. Now, what I'll tell you is that in the back is observing awards. And these are awards that I've got yellowed out right now that you can look at it. I'll put it back on the table when we're done. But these are all the awards that were earned by RAC members up until March 2026. So we've got a lot of awards in Observe the Moon Challenge, in Hubble 35th Anniversary, in Huygens Toes Challenge. And that was it for this month. Next month's coming out with a few more. All right, let's see if we can go down through this a little bit more. All right, so they're going to have rules. And you're going to need a log sheet with date and time, your latitude and longitude. Uh, get that off your phone. The constellation. So for this one, constellation name, sky conditions, transparency, and seeing. Susan, if you can start handing out the handouts. Now in the back, I have on the back table, laminated, laminated, seeing and, here, let me have one, seeing and transparency, which is something each log will need. So seeing is a measure of how stable the sky is. So if you're looking up there and everything's twinkling and it's windy down below, your seeing is not so good. And you can be either excellent, very good, good, fair, or poor. The transparency is a measure of how clear the sky is. So tonight at the Herring Front Yard Star Party, I think we're going to have some very high clouds. It might be better than last night, but we're going to have some very high clouds. So if you're looking through humidity or high clouds, you're not going to have such good transparency. So the transparency, we go by, and on the back of this, you'll see the Little Dipper. So what we go by is, can you see any of the Little Dipper at all? Well, no, that's not good. So you got Mag 1 skies, which means the Mag 1, you're going to have to see a very bright star. If you only see Polaris, you have Mag 2 skies. So Polaris is a Mag 2 star. Sirius is like the brightest star up there, and it's like a -1, something like that. All right. Then you got Mag 3, Mag 4 stars, and basically any stars in the tail. So that's how you do this. All right. That's seeing and transparency. Now, the next thing was they wanted, wait a minute, they wanted you to sketch all the stars that were visible to the unaided eye and try to name a couple stars. So again, either this one or the smaller one that I handed out each month is going to have the constellation and it's going to have the names of the brightest stars there. So it's not a test. You're trying to learn the constellation and what stars are part of this constellation. And the way you learn it is by at least sketching an outline of the constellation and labeling a bright star on it. All right, so let's see, what else we got? Submitting for certification. Northern pin or southern, you put in northern or southern. Let's see, let's see what else they got down here. The links. Okay, so what they have.
Jane,
Yes, sir.
he made one point about submitting the certifications.
Hey, so let me make a small point about submitting for certifications. Please submit your certifications directly to Dean. Even though you see that there's a program.
Oh, yeah.
coordinator, Dean is as he's mentioned before, he's our ALCOR. And the job of the ALCOR is to take the load off of the program chair. Generally, if you're an at-large member, then you would submit to the program chair. But since everyone who's a member of RAC is already a member of the Astronomical League, Dean is the designated reviewer of all submissions. And as he said before, many of the programs he's already been cleared to approve himself. But I know that I at times have had problems when people kind of just read that and thought, oh, I have to send it to this guy first. Dean is the ALCOR, and Dean should be the recipient of all submissions. And plus, too, it's a whole lot easier. He's local. and he'll get back with you almost immediately if there's any issue or if he, and he's there to answer questions. So you utilize Dean.
Right, let's go back up here and see if that one says this. The Cynthia Awards coordinator receiver certificate of name millionaires for, or or your society's award coordinator for review. So that's what Doug was just talking about. So if I have done the program, I can usually approve it. If I haven't done the program, I haven't seen one of those yet. If I haven't done the program, which one haven't I done yet? I will look at it, send it on in such a way to say that I've found everything meets the criterion, and please look this over. Yeah, nice words I give to these people so that they can look it over. All right, let's go back to the PowerPoint. I don't know, we're doing pretty good. Just another couple minutes and we'll take more questions. All right, requirements and rules we went through. They got rules. They got a checklist. Some of them have a sketching form, so let's go down again. Okay, so lunar. Let's see what the next slide is a minute before we go to lunar. All right, let's next slide. Actor list, universal sampler. Let's go to that one for a minute. All right, universal sampler. Okay, so this one's interesting. This is eyes, binocular, and telescope. All manual, visual, one level, 56 observations, no deadline, no special equipment. All right, so universal sampler, specifically for the beginning observer. And there's a book they have too, a booklet that you can get, that you should get for this thing. So it teaches you the way around the sky, some basics of astronomy, naked eye list, binoculars, telescope. Now, one thing is that if you can't see it with naked eye, they allow you to see it with binoculars. If you can't see it with binoculars, they allow you to see it with a telescope. That may depend on your sky. All right, so exciting journey. You'll meet the brightest star, learn their names, constellations, visit the moon, planets. So here you get a whole smorgasbord of stuff. Even a double star, variable, star clusters, nebula, which probably is the Orion Nebula. All right, what else they got? Sky movement, how to find north in the sky, star hopping. What is star hopping? We're not going to get into any of that now. All right, requirements and rules. Let's go all the way to the bottom a minute. Just want to see if they've got this. So they got an object list. All right, so this is what I wanted to see. Anything more to the link? Observing programs. Where's their object list? Oh, their object list must be in the booklet. Yeah, in the booklet. All right, let's go to dark nebula. And then we'll open it for questions. It's going to go for dark nebula, then we'll open it. Because I know dark nebula has what I want to see down there.
Get the book, you gotta make some money. Yeah. So we're ready to go now. Sorry. All right.
Go to alphabet, please.
All right.
I think we're pretty much done with the PowerPoint. Now, okay, so let's go down to Dark Nebula, which I run. Let's see, Dark Nebula Observing Program. This is quite an advanced program, but all right, so there I am. I'm the program coordinator for that. This one is eyes, eyes binocular telescope. There was a person that did do it, binocular, and apparently in Arizona. So it's about the, dark skies. You need very, very dark skies for this. Let's go all the way to the bottom. Okay, so most of these have an object list and they have sample log sheets. So on the table, I've got a couple that show object list and sample log sheets. All right, so this is an object list. A lot of these object lists are done in such a way that I don't like them, which is by constellations. And so what you need to do is pick out, I mean, you're not going to go to Aquila and then Auriga right after, because one is right ascension of 19, the other is right ascension of 5. These things are not going to be available at the same time of year. So what I like is to have these things made in right ascension, and your declination is basically how far north to how far south your object is. Your right ascension is what is coming up in the east. All right. Well, since you're doing that, let's see the log sheet that they got.
Where do you want to go to now?
Oh, just a log sheet. There's a sample log sheet. All right, so here's one sample log sheet, visual, and you can see again your object name, your right ascension, declination, the constellation it's in, whether you did a scope, a binocular, the power, you had a filter, again with the seeing in transparency, your location, your date, your time. And apparently this doesn't want to know your name. You got to put your name there somewhere, who you are. So you can have so this one has an optional drawing. You must have a description, but there's an optional. All right, so that's the gist of observing programs. I hate to make you do this. Can you go to the Raleigh Astronomy Club site? I've got some over here. Yeah, oh, well, yeah. I've made up different logs over the years, for sure.
What you're doing now.
All right, so, yeah. Yeah, we're going to go to about. Go ahead, questions? Oh, okay. All right, so I'll show one more thing and then we'll take the questions. All right, so about, we need to go to about. Observing programs. And we'll go down. So these are the awardees. We're going to let this load. So this is going to load. And so you can see who's earned awards. Here's the 3i Atlas Challenge. Here, Dana, why don't you bring yours up?
Oh, really?
Right over here. Select over here. All right, so here was, this was a challenge, 3i Atlas. That was the comet.
I was trying to make it larger.
Is that software that shall not be used?
And if that doesn't work, I will go back.
So that's the certificate that Dana earned by doing the 3i Atlas Challenge. So what I'm getting at is, by signing in, going to the about program, about tab, and then going down to the AL observing programs, you can find the Astronomical League programs that everyone else in the Raleigh Astronomy Club has done, thanks to Doug and Mike's work quite a while ago, and I've been keeping it up. But you can see that what I put in there for this challenge was a certificate and the actual log. For ones that require, 100 logs a show or so, I'm only putting maybe 10 in, and you can get to the person that did them, your RAC member, and ask to see more logs or get more information if you want. All right, so more questions, question and answer time. Oh, so do you want to? All right, so let's read them out. Here we go. All right, we got 2 questions. How detailed does a drawing need to be? Please show an example if it fits your schedule. Okay, well, let's see. We've got a drawing. Hubble challenge. Okay, here's me. Hit one of these. There's got to be a sketch on there. Oh, here we go. So this is looks like V shape. There's my sketch right there. So this was a version of an image that it took, and then a sketch from the image. How detailed as you can, as your skills allow, basically. Here is the description. Looks like a comet, V-shaped, small. V is to the south. I mean, that was my description of that. Doug does a lot better descriptions. Adnan in the back does a lot better sketching now. So we've got a good description person, a great sketching person. I'm in between. All right, he has a Celestron, 8 SEs, altitude control is not working. Okay, well, we got a herring star party coming up, or bring your scope out. All right, what AL program options are available for those with visual impairments or mobility concerns? Are accommodations made for those who need to, would have to use EAA instead of, yeah, there is EAA instead of purely visual manual observations. Yes, there is a progression of, if you can't see it with your eyes, you can use binoculars. You can go up to telescope. After that, most of the programs are now accepting imaging, and you can do EAA imaging then. There's also the ability to do remote telescopes, and that's a big thing now. I think some might be free. You got to research some of that. Some you might pay for. But I do know that Nathan, I don't know if he's on, Nathan Rayner had used a couple remote telescopes to take good pictures during the Hubble challenge. So it's pretty cool. So yes, there's a lot of leeway in a lot of this. And if I've done the program and you need some leeway, send it to me first, and we'll get you that. All right. So that was the 2 questions there. Okay. All right.
My comments, so
So just a comment on the on the database that Mike and I developed and that Dean's keeping up. Really, we did that and is just to give everyone an idea of how to do something. Because a lot of these AL programs don't really tell you. They say, well, you have to have a log sheet. And they don't really describe. Some of them do, but some of them don't tell you what the log sheet looks like. So if you go through there and look, you'll see that everyone has a different way of doing a log sheet. And it's just there as an example for you to follow and to help you get started. So yeah, Dean's right. I kind of go over the top. You don't have to follow me. Follow somebody else. But look at others. I mean, this again, there's others. You can use an Excel sheet. You can use Word, just a Word table. Yeah. Okay. There you go. Right there. Yeah. What's
Al
that?
Henry.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Al. Yeah. You can go down a little bit further into the Al stuff, and you'll see that it's just very. He wrote everything. So just definitely, I think Al's done a great job. So, but and again, even with sketching, okay, that's a good one. Is sketching is 2 dots on a page sometimes, but that's what my level is. I didn't go very much further than first grade in my sketching ability. So,
Oh, yeah.
but yeah.
Here's a,
Double stars are showing the double
Yeah.
stars.
Yeah. So yeah, it's exactly where he's showing. So definitely, I said again, go to these logs, look at them, and just you chart your best path. But this is just again an example to help you get started and not just have to say, oh, I can't do this because I don't know where to start.
right. And I think the takeaway from that is anybody can do any of these programs. And we have, people who've done them before that you can get the examples from. And, Doug, I are available to help anybody who needs help.